Iyad is suing auto shop owner Nicholas Bono for damages to his truck and negligence.
Mr. Alabed, you bought a truck.
Yes.
One of those big trucks?
Yep.
And you wanted it made higher?
Yes.
I know that you speak in sort of more technical terms. It's one of those trucks that looks like it's on stilts.
Yeah, it's raised up with bigger tires and wheels.
And just for my own information, why did you want that?
Me and my wife go out, do a lot of camping. We go a lot of outdoor stuff and activities. So we could probably, get more on off-dirt, off-road.
And you bought the truck when?
Back in 2007.
So this was an old truck that you owned that you decided to put this suspension on that lifts it up.
Yes.
How did you find Mr. Bono to do the mechanical work?
Through my tenant. That's his brother.
Is that what he does for a living?
Yes.
Is that what you do for a living, sir?
Yes.
Had you ever done a suspension like this before?
No, ma'am.
Did you tell him you had never done a
Yes,
suspension?
ma'am.
Did he tell you he had never done a suspension?
No. He said that he likes to do these things. It's like a hobby for him, especially the suspension lift. He said he likes to do them for fun.
For fun?
It's more of a, he enjoys doing that stuff, so he kind of basically begged me to do it.
Well, if somebody told me that they wanted to do something for fun on my car, I don't know if I would let him do that, like for a hobby.
I don't mean it like fun, like how some people work on things and they enjoy things.
Anyway, you took on the responsibility of doing this job for him, and it didn't turn out well.
No, ma'am, I guess not. It did not.
That's why he's suing you. Did you charge him to do this job that you enjoy doing?
In the beginning, it wasn't my responsibility to do this job. He hired my brother. The money went towards a deposit, towards a land contract home that was purchased. The truck ended up in my bay. We are very extremely busy.
Just a second. Did you hire the defendant or his brother?
His brother recommended him. He was hired, his shop.
Tell me the deal you had with his brother.
It's not really a deal. It's kind of like what happened was I was shopping around for a mechanic to put this lift kit on my truck. So what happened was, I know his brother was a tenant of mine that he used to do a mechanic work. So I talked to his brother. I'm like, hey, do you know anybody that does this kind of work? He said, my brother just opened up a shop on Rapids Avenue, and he's good at this kind of stuff. So I'm like, well, talk to your brother and see how much he charges me. He said, my brother's gonna charge me $600. But he said it's so cheap because he's gonna help out, and he's gonna split the money between him and Sean.
That's not true, Your Honor.
Who's going to split the money?
Nick is going to split the money with Sean for helping him.
That's not true, Your Honor. I never received one dime for that
That's
car.
why he was giving me a deal for $600 because Sean's going to help him.
Just a second. Who did you pay $600 to?
I paid him $300 and Sean $300.
So you paid him $300? Yes. Did you ever pay Mr. Bono more than $300?
One time I paid him about $42 for a seat that he said he needed an extra part.
That's true, Your Honor.
That was cash.
Just 1 second. So the only thing that you paid him to do on your truck was $300?
Physically cash, yes.
Well, that's all.
Yeah.
What do you mean physically cash? That's why I asked you. Was there any other land deal or anything else?
The $300
so
to Sean.
Explain to me, if you only paid him $300, you bought the parts.
Yes.
So it was just installing it.
Yes.
Then where do you come to sue him for $2,500?
I had to take it to other shop, and my friend here, mechanic, had to work on my truck because he was installing the parts wrong. And he didn't torque like I have pictures here.
I don't want to see pictures.
The wheel fell off.
I don't want to see pictures. What you paid him was Listen to me. What you paid him was $300.
I had to pay more to get my truck fixed.
I don't care.
Excuse me, Your Honor.
That doesn't matter to me.
Can I say something?
What?
When he picked the vehicle up, as he states here, he picked it up on the 6th. On the 7th, Firestone contacted him and said that the camber bolts were upside down. If you pertain to the lift kit instructions, the camber bolts never came out of the car. They were put in upside down through a previous upper control arm installation.
Listen to me. Listen to me, sir.
And it says on here to retorque everything at 50 miles. He's never been back to our shop.
Just a second. I don't need all this information. You're giving me too much information. You paid him $300. You were dissatisfied with the work. He acknowledges that really wasn't his thing. putting in a suspension, that he made it some sort of a deal with his brother. I don't know why you're not suing his brother as well if you gave his brother $300.
His brother was the one that referred him. The deal wasn't between me and him. The deal was
You
between me
only
and him.
gave him $300.
He told me to give his brother $300. That's the thing. He said his brother does him a lot of favors. Give my brother $300 off of his rent.
That's not
You
true,
want-
ma'am. If he would have, if he would have paid us, he would have got a slip like this from our shop. It clearly states.
Listen to me. He had to take the car someplace else because you didn't know. According to you, this suspension business, it's not something that you did regularly.
I mean, I believe we installed the parts properly.
Maybe. I don't even want to listen to him. It's worth $300 to get rid of him. Are you still in business?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. You've been in business with your brother or alone?
No, I'm by myself.
You have anybody working for you?
We have 4 techs.
Your Honor, he also worked on my truck when the wheel fell off, and he didn't do it.
Oh, that was nice of him to do it again. $300.
But he has a history
Just a second.
Your Honor, he has a history of not tightening things up. I have proof here, receipts.
Well, I don't know what you want.
Right here.
He's not giving you $2,500.
He's been putting him, he could have killed us
He's
3 times.
not giving you $2,500. You paid him $300.
I had to tow my
You're gonna
truck.
get it. You're gonna get it back. $300. You want to have something done cheaply? That's what happens when you do something cheaply. Do you understand?
He just.
If you
I have
listen,
a history of him not doing things.
History.
He's also
listen,
being sued by somebody else
Listen
by not doing
to
the wrong
me.
jobs.
I don't care.
We won
Listen
that.
to me. When I take a prized possession of mine to be fixed, I get recommendations. I find out how long they've been in business, how many of this type of arms they've set, broken arm. I find out whether it's an authorized dealer to do that. I find out all these things. I don't say, can you do it for me cheap? $300. Put in a new suspension on my truck. And if what you paid is $300,
I have
then that's what you're going to get
mechanic
back.
here that he could verify that he was been messing up. This guy doesn't know how to tighten things up. He forgets.
He's not giving you more
He's very
money than what
forgetful.
you
He could
paid
kill
him.
You never
somebody.
brought it back
He's
to me.
not
He's gonna end up
giving
killing
you
somebody.
more
You
money
never brought
than
it
what
back
you
to me.
paid
He
him.
could have killed us 3 times.
Goodbye.
Should have brought it back to me retort.
Parties
I
are
did.
excused. You may
No, you
step
never
out.
handed